Okay, let me talk a little bit about the setup for each of these sections. So I have a layout for each one of the different critters leading up from the chordates to the most complex of the vertebrates, the mammals. Now, what is a chordate, you ask? Well, a chordate actually comes just before the vertebrates in the evolutionary line, which makes them a great sort of template for deciding what a vertebrate is, because they have every characteristic that a vertebrate should have, except for the most important one, which is an actual spine. So, we're going to talk specifically about the lancelet. The lancelet is a excellent chordate to analyze for this particular purpose. Lancelets are tiny little aquatic creatures. Here's one out and about, swimming around, but usually they like to sort of burrow into the dirt here, as you can see, and then they pop their heads out to feed. Let's look into all the characteristics of a lancelet. So these are things that you have to have in order to be a vertebrate. And the most important one, probably besides a spinal cord, is the dorsal hollow nerve cord. So inside of your spinal column is a nerve that runs all the way down. You're probably familiar with this if you've taken a health class. You have your nervous system, which includes that big cord running down your back. This is sort of the primordial version of that in the lancelet. It's a fleshy nerve cord that runs all the way down, and around it is the notochord. It's another bit of tissue that surrounds and protects this dorsal nerve cord. For us, the notochord has sort of evolved into the cartilage inside of your spinal column, the cartilage that separates the vertebrae and cushions them. Next, we have the pharyngeal slits. Pharyngeal slits are present in all chordates, but here's the really crazy thing. In development, your pharyngeal slits will then morph into other tissues. They specialize into ear tissue and cheek tissue, your jaw and mouth, and this is the way it is for most vertebrates. They further specialize this tissue. So you will see it in development. You'll see it in like very, very early fetuses, but then it disappears. And then finally, we have the post-anal tail. So if this looks similar to a fin, that's because it is in the lancelets. It's a fin, and for fish, it's the same way. This is also the thing that your dog wags in order to tell you that it's happy. It's the thing that monkeys use to swing on trees. And in humans, I have a little picture of it here. Let me pull it up. It is your coccyx. A coccyx is something close to your pelvis. It is your tailbone. Yes, you have a tail. It's just very, very small. So this is an example of everything that a vertebrate needs. Let's move into some actual real vertebrates next.